Hey everybody, TGIM. Thank goodness it is Monday today. Thank goodness for Mondays if you're here at a flea market or you're like Shawn and don't have to do school today. Shawn has off school because it is Memorial Day Monday. And Shawn and I today are here at Webster's Swap-O-Rama flea market, which is insane today. It is crazy here today. I've never seen it this packed before, but I was told that on holidays that fall on Mondays, it is usually pretty crazy here, and it is definitely crazy. It is full all the way from the very back of the parking area or the field area, all the way to the very front of the field area. But it is really hot today. As you can see, I got my sweet Buc-ee's hat on today to keep the sun off my neck the best I can, lathered up in sunscreen as well to hopefully help with the burning. We'll see. The sun is quite intense. We've only done about half the flea market, and we're already thinking we're calling it quits, right? Yeah. I take back what I just said. We haven't done half the flea market. We've only done half of the field of the flea market. That is all we've done. There's a whole another half of the field, and then there's a whole area over there that's like covered, which, don't get me wrong, the covered area sounds kind of nice right now, but we're melting. Yeah. We're piles of goo right now, and I think we're pretty much done, right? Mm-hmm. So we're pretty much gonna call it quits, but we're finding some pretty awesome stuff. I got a bag here full of what? We got Pokemon cards. I got some movies, ears, mini ears. We got some Vinylmations. We got some cool stuff. Shawn got himself a lemonade, which I'm thinking as we walk back up towards front, maybe I'll grab myself a lemonade too because it's so brutally warm out today. I'm actually wearing jeans on purpose today. I thought to myself, should I wear jeans? I thought, nah, I should definitely put shorts on because it's so hot. And I said, no, if I wear shorts, then my legs will probably burn. I'll probably get a sunburn on my legs. So I decided against actually wearing shorts today. I'll put shorts on when we get back home, but I figured jeans would actually be the good idea to keep the sun off my legs. But there's so much, no, it's nice not to have legs that are burning. There's a lot of cool stuff here, like there's comics, we're finding video games over there. I would have to say though, the only kind of issue I am having with the flea market is it seems like it's a lot of people who are reselling and a lot of people who are selling antiques. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people selling like antique things, or they're selling like retro toys and collectibles, and people selling stuff for a little bit higher price because it's not really people just trying to get rid of stuff, it's people reselling things, which is fine if you're at a convention. If I go to if I go to RetroCon or something like that, yes, I expect to find a bunch of people reselling collectible toys and antiques and things like that. That's kind of what I expect from that. Yeah. When I come to a flea market, I expect basically a whole bunch of yard sales. Yeah. I anticipate people just trying to get rid of stuff, people wheeling and dealing, making crazy awesome deals, just trying to get rid of stuff, like back in PA when we would go to like Jake's flea market and stuff like that. And people would just be trying to get rid of stuff. They'd be like, $1 a piece, just get rid of it. We've had a couple of people selling stuff for pretty cheap. That guy had those Vinylmations for $1. The lady had those mini ears for only $1 a piece. That was pretty awesome. You got some Pokemon cards for a pretty good deal, but otherwise, a lot of people here, they're selling, like I said, they're selling antiques and collectibles and vintage toys and things like that, which isn't necessarily what we're looking for. Even the movies, I didn't really find a lot of people selling movies. I found a little pockets here and there, and I picked up a couple of movies, but for the most part, a lot of people here don't have DVDs or Blu-rays. Even a lot of people didn't have video games, and the few people who did were people who like knew what they had. They were really hardcore they were like video game resellers, the people who were selling video games here. So it is a little bit different than I was anticipating, but we're still having a good time. We're still finding some pretty cool stuff. We got some good deals. Again, I got a bag full of stuff. If you guys want to see what it is I ended up picking up, you guys can head over to my other channel, Cinema Sickness, to see all the stuff and come with us on our thrifting adventure over there. But it is just so brutally hot that again we're calling it quits. We're done for the day. We're gonna go home, get in the pool. Yes. Right? Sound good? Look at the Bowser here. Peaches, peaches, peach, right? No? Can you sing it? Here's super buff Pikachu, Pika, buff Pikachu. I don't know why he's all buff and handsome. I have no idea what's going on with Pikachu there. All right, so yeah, we're heading towards the front. Again, we're calling it quits. We're heading home. Look at the giant Mario here. This is awesome. How much is your Mario? That is so cool. Look at that. That would go along with your big Yoshi you got. Mm-hmm. That is pretty cool. $50, not bad for the giant Mario. That is pretty awesome. I'm dying. It is so brutally warm here. There's at least a nice breeze blowing. I'll give it that. The whole time we've been here, there has been a pretty nice breeze blowing, which is helping. It does feel nice. It is helping with the humidity and the heat of the sun, but only a little bit. It's helping. It's slightly helping with all of that. Look at that. Happy birthday! Oh, I didn't do it. I knocked over the. I knocked over the Cookie Monster.
Oh, God, he's gonna punish you. You need one that Cookie Monster.
This is true. I don't have any cookies on me, so I'm good.
Oh, all right.
I'm good to go.
You don't have no cookies.
Look at all the cool statues. So again, lots of stuff like that. Lots of kind of like antique-y type stuff. I kind of feel like I'm in an outdoor antique mall while I'm here. Again, very different vibe than what I was anticipating it being when we got here. But at least we are finding cool stuff. At least we are seeing cool stuff. And Annabelle! There's some Annabelles here. That's where Shawn got the Pokemon cards over there. All right, so again, we're calling it quits. We're heading out of here. What did you guys do this weekend? How did you spend your Memorial Day weekend? And did you find a cool yard sales, but did you find a cool flea market to go to? If we were back in Pennsylvania, we'd be at Jake's this morning.
Yeah,
we would have been at Jake's flea market this morning. We were back in PA, but we're here instead at Webster's Swap-O-Rama in Webster, Florida, melting and becoming piles of goo and finding, unfortunately, mostly antiques and collectibles, but at least finding a couple pretty cool things. Look at the Tampa Bay Rays jersey. That's pretty cool. Need to go to a Rays game again. It's been too long since I've been to a Rays game. Should we go see the Rays again?
Yeah.
Go see this. Go pet. Oh wait, yeah, we can. Well, no, we can't pet the Stingrays right now. They're rebuilding the stadium. The stadium got messed up from the hurricane. So maybe when they rebuild the stadium, we'll go back.
Yeah.
And we'll go pet the Stingrays. All right, I need to go find something to drink. I am parched. I am thirsty. I'm
done with it.
You're done with it?
I drank too much of it.
Warm lemonade.
Yeah, that's how I'm done with it.
Oh, warm lemonade doesn't taste nearly as good as cold lemonade.
If you get lemonade, I'm gonna have to drink one.
All right, so anyway, I might go grab another lemonade or find myself a bottle of water or something, because again, I'm very, very parched at the moment. It's very warm, and I don't want to get myself any more heat exhaustion. Gave myself heat exhaustion a couple of weeks ago at Epcot. Kind of want to avoid doing that again. That was not fun. I have another question. Why is it that places like this don't plant more trees? Like, this is awesome. The fact that, yeah, we're in the shade right now. It feels so, it's got to be like 20, 30 degrees cooler just in the shade alone. If they would, I don't understand why they don't plant more trees at these markets. Look at the skull. That is cool. I feel like the whole flea market needs to be like this. Trees every 10 feet. That'd be awesome. All right, anyway, that's gonna do it, guys. We're done. So again, how did you spend your Memorial Day weekend? How did you spend your Memorial Day? Did you go out to a flea market? If you did, what did you find? Any good deals? Any cool stuff? I regret the fact that we're not going and doing the rest of the flea market, but again, we're so tired. Pumbaa? It goes, Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase, right? When I was a young warthog. Okay, anyway, I'm losing my mind, clearly. All right, guys, again, that's going to do it. So, like I said, leave those comments down below. Let me know what you guys did today. How did you spend your Memorial Day weekend? How did you spend your Memorial Day? And if you did go out to a flea market. What did you find? Any good deals? Hopefully you guys did better than we did. Not that we didn't find good stuff. I got a bag full of things, but I was expecting to find a lot more today. I was expecting a much larger haul than I got, but still, we got some good stuff. And I still have some money in my wallet, so I'm not complaining too much. But all right, so that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Check down below for links to Patreon. If you guys do become a patron, I will send you a postcard every single month from the road. Also check down below for a link to Spreadshirt. Also hit the join button to become a member of this channel to gain early access to our videos and stuff. And also, if you guys watch this video all the way to the very end, hashtag
I'm melting. I'm melting.
perfect. I was gonna do something very similar. Hashtag I'm melting. Hashtag I'm
Twice.
okay. Hashtag I'm melting. I'm melting, and you got to do it in that voice.
I'm melting. I'm melting.
Figure out how to hashtag it in that voice. All right, that's gonna do it, guys. So again, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you do hit that subscribe button or you are subscribed, then we will see you guys in the next video. All right, have a good one. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.